All right, Dakota Stage, how's everybody doing tonight? Really, that's it. It's Saturday night, you've got beer and wine and whatever. Dakota Stage, how are you doing tonight? A little bit better, that's better. Now I should assume that as you drink more this evening, you're going to get louder and crazier and yell shit at the stage, and we're going to have some fun. My name is Matt Bingham. I'm the afternoon host at 96.5 The Fox. You can hear me every weekday afternoon from 2 until 7. Online, on the air, 96.5thefox.com. I will be your host for this evening, so you'll see me a couple of times throughout the show. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming out and supporting Dakota Stage, because without you coming out to check out these shows, we wouldn't be able to have comedians here. We're going to have 6 comedy shows next season, which is absolutely awesome. So thank you so much for coming out and supporting Dakota Stage. We appreciate that. And we can more comedy to you in the coming year. Now, before we get started, we've got a great show for you tonight. I see a lot of familiar faces. I want to let you guys know, if you're Jeff Allen fans, his mom had to drop off the groceries. So Jeff's going to be running a little bit late, but he'll be here. So if you're going to see Jeff Allen, he's going to be here. Don't worry. We've got Jeff Allen. We've also got Jason Russell, your headliner here tonight. Looking forward to seeing Jason once again. Yesterday was a telethon of a comedy show, so I don't know that you're in for a long night, but you might be in for a long night. So be prepared for that and start drinking now. A few rules before we get the show going. Cell phones, turn them off right now. You got it on, turn it to vibrate, turn it on silent, shut it the fuck off. Alright? Just turn it off, because the last thing I want to have is for a room of quiet people to have a Miley Cyrus song interrupt everything. So please shut off your cell phones right now. Concessions, we've already covered that. Beer, wine, all that is out in the lobby. There's also chips and popcorn and candy, soda, but beer and wine is out in the lobby. Thanks to Peacock Alley for making that happen. Make sure you check the website, DakotaStageLTD.com. A lot of great shows coming up. Of course, more comedy, more shows. DakotaStageLTD.com. For more information on that, make sure you like Dakota Stage on Facebook for your chance to win great stuff. And once again, I told you earlier that I work in radio. I've worked in radio now for 10 years, and I know this sweet ginger beer doesn't look to be 30 years old, but it is, and I just brew this like it took me like a month. That's embarrassing, right? I grew up in Michigan. I'm originally from Michigan. I did radio in Michigan for 9 years, and then I got fired. It's not a fun story, I just got fired. There's no funny story about it. Fucking suck. Then from Michigan, I went to Missouri. And not just like regular Missouri, I went to a town called Mexico, Missouri, which actually exists. The one Hispanic-looking gentleman looks right at me, right as I say that. Mexico, Missouri is a real place, and it's the worst place on the fucking planet. I guarantee you that when the children are born, they come out with sleeveless t-shirts. Everyone, there's no sleeves in Mexico, Missouri. I walked into a bar my first day in town. I'd wait for them to clean my apartment, and I walked into the bar and it was like walking into a scene in Roadhouse, where like you see the turntable, the disc jockey just as this kid walks in and nobody knows. It's like a Wednesday afternoon, they're doing shots with Jaeger in the middle of the day, no sleeves, screaming at each other. I was like, all right, well, I need to get the hell out of Mexico, Missouri as fast as possible. So I was in Mexico, Missouri, and again, you don't believe me that place exists? Look it up. It's awful. Avoid it at all costs. I came here to Bismarck. I've been in Bismarck for a year and a half, and you guys are awesome. So I have nothing bad to say. Until I leave Bismarck, then you guys are the worst people in the world. So. But you'll never hear me say that because I'm just the host and people don't give a shit what I say. And then until I got to Bismarck, I really had no problem with people. People don't bother me that much. Until I started watching the TV show, My Strange Addiction. Who's seen the TV show My Strange Addiction? Clap, anybody? You people, good. The rest of you are in for a fucking treat. Alright? My Strange Addiction is a TV show about addiction. Whoa! I'm nervous. A show about addictions, but not your regular run-of-the-mill addictions. It's not heroin and nicotine and like some asshole last night yelled out, but look! Yeah, no, it's not about regular addictions. My Strange Addiction is the strangest shit you can possibly imagine. For example, here are a couple of episodes that have really happened. You can see these on TLC. I don't know why they call it the Learning Channel anymore, because you're not learning a goddamn thing. Episode number 1, My Strange Addiction. I'm in love with an inflatable toy. No joke, there could be somebody in this room, but there's someone in this country who is in love with an inflatable pool raft. And think about that, if you're single, that's gonna make you feel like shit. That somebody in this world has found love in an inflatable pool raft, and yet you can't find anyone. There's no one out there for you. There's also an episode called My Strange Addiction. I'm addicted to eating rubber tires. A woman just sits around all day. She doesn't work, so I don't know how she affords the tires unless she steals them. She eats rubber tires all day long. I've got to assume that at some point that's going to wreak havoc on our digestive system because that's not healthy. What's worse is those aren't the two worst ones. My strange addiction, I love coffee enemas. Yeah. Just wait till I get to the next two. My strange addiction of coffee enemas, there's a couple in Florida who spends 5 hours a day each, so 10 hours collectively, administering coffee enemas to themselves. And they decided to inform the world they do this on national TV. 10 hours a day. They have a full-time job plus overtime administering coffee enemas. And the thing about this show is the addictions don't bother me so much. It's how they got to that point because I want to know what to not do to be stuffing coffee up my ass. What do I need to not do as a human being to avoid that at all costs? That's my goal with my strange addiction. That's why it bothers me because something obviously happened to these people to get them to this point. So you got this couple. My hope is that maybe they had like coffee amnesia. They went to sleep one night, something happened, they just forgot how coffee worked. So they wake up in the morning and they see this boiling pot of brown liquid and they're like, well, what do we do? Do we drink it? Well, that doesn't taste that good. What if we stick it up our ass? That's nice. We're going to spend 10 hours a day doing that. And that's my strange addiction. I'm addicted to coffee enemas. And it only gets worse. That's nowhere near the worst one. It looks like we've got a few mothers in the crowd this week. A few people, parents, yes? Clap, you sure. Alright. So, obviously, you look at me, I'm never been pregnant. I also don't have children. I'm a single guy. So, just like you other ones that can't find love, I also cannot find love. However, fuck you. So, if I'm staying in a pregnancy, you have a lot of weird cravings. Bananas and mustard and marshmallows and toothpaste or whatever the hell you have. There's a woman in New York who is addicted to sniffing and licking dirty diapers. And that's the same reaction that I had when I saw the episode. I had to write this up for the website on my radio station, 965thefox.com. And I had to set a trash can next to my desk because I was dry heaving the entire time. What's worse about this, and for some reason I don't know how I connect this in my head, what's worse about it is she doesn't have any kids of her own. She's a nanny. She's a nanny, and she's licking and munching on the diapers of the kids she babysits, basically. In my head, though, I feel like if it was her own kids, it's not as bad. And I don't know, that's horrible to think that way, but that's what I started thinking. Because like, she knows what they're fed, and she knows what's going through, so it's not that horrible. She's not like, by the way, she's not like licking the inside of it, it's like the outside. I mean, it's still disgusting no matter what. So then I'm curious as to, again, how does she get to this point, or how does she tell the people that she's employed by what she does? Like, what does she tell them? Does she block it, or does she wait for them to see it on TV? Because she's not going to be on the learning chain. She's not going to be there. They're going to have cameras in these people's houses showing her eating their kids' diapers. Now, do you confront that right away? Or do they find like a used diaper in a trash can with teeth marks in it and confront her about it? Hey, call her up on the phone. Hey, Lisa, it's Tracy. Yeah, I'm going to question you. What if there was something away? There was a diaper on the top of the trash and there were teeth marks in it. Well, that sounds weird. Were they animal, dog, cat? No, they were human molar teeth marks in the baby's diaper. Oh yeah, no, that's kind of my thing. It's what I do with your children's diapers when they're finished. I just like the taste and the consistency and make me feel good. There's no parenting book out there that prepares you to answer that statement. There's not a parenting book that has chapter 38, my nanny's eating the diapers. It doesn't exist. There's no real answer for that statement outside of, you're fucking fired. Get the fuck out. It's the most disgusting thing in the world, and I can't imagine ever being confronted by that possibility. And once again, still nowhere near the strangest one. And you think, that one's pretty good. That's like the worst thing a nanny can do. That's like top 5 terrible things a nanny can do. The final one is my strange addiction. I'm addicted to pony play. Yeah, what is right? And I thought, when I first saw the title, there's no way they can show this on television. It's not possible that they can show this on television. And they do. They do show it on television. But here's the thing about pony play. It's not what you think it is. It's actually a woman who likes dressing up like a pony and going to corrals and running around. She has a bridle. She has a saddle. She has blinders. This is her thing. This is what she does. And she decides, once again, national TV is the way that I want to break this to my family. So they send her aunt out in the backyard of her house at some plastic furniture. And her aunt's just sitting there like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I wonder what she's going to tell me. Maybe she's gay. Maybe she's got a weird husband. I don't know. The girl walks out in a gallop, like a horse, like a legit gallop, nose to trots and everything. In this full-blown leather pony suit, wearing a bridle and a saddle, just comes around the corner of the house. And I guarantee you, if any of you have that ever happen to you, that's the worst thing. There's no way you can just manage through that because you're going to crack up hysterically seeing your niece or nephew in a fitted bridle. She can go to a bridal store to get it fitted for herself. Yeah, the horse's mouth is about this size. Is the bridal for you, man? Yes. And now she's on the learning channel. So my advice to you is that if you have some weird fetish, some weird addiction, and I'm sure a lot of you do, there's probably some pony play weirdo out there right now. Don't talk to me on the show. Keep it to yourself. Bottle that shit up and take it to your grave. If you have to find a priest, a rabbi, a shaman, I don't give a shit. Don't go on national TV to out your crazy weird fetish because sooner or later some idiot like me is going to be standing on stage in front of 100 or so people making fun of your crazy weird fetish. So please, again, if you have something like that, do not do it. We've got a great show for you tonight. Jason Russell is here in just